Be like Brian, be a lawyer, keep in school. He tells his children, get your education.
Sagittarius.
Family,
this is a good example of some of the things that are going to be happening for and on this earth, right? I'm only showing this to show as an example of what is happening in the world, and people on all levels, regardless of who they are now getting a lot of punishment.
You would have heard evidence if you went forward.
Again, I'm not sure if I'll get a strike for this or not. It's just an example just to show how the world is evolving. No matter who you are, you guys understand that things are happening. This young man is Jeffrey Williams, a huge rapper in the community, in the industry, as we know. Some of you guys may not know this guy, but he is what they call the king conspirator. This is what they're accusing him of. Someone that was in charge of, they're charging him for RICO. Him and some friends in his community. He's a huge star, guys. Go look him up. He calls himself Young Thug. He is again, a very popular, successful young man. But the way this energy is and the way life is going, it doesn't matter who you are. You're coming down. And again, we don't know for sure if this guy has done everything that he's being accused of. But if he isn't, justice will prevail. But if he is, he's still going to serve some sort of punishment. He's the big fish. Let's just say that, guys. This is his attorneys. This is his attorneys. Brian Steele and the other guy, Adams, the gentleman on the far right, is Jeffrey Williams' attorney. And again, I'm not sure if YouTube is going to put this video down or not, but it's really public knowledge. I'm actually calling myself just seeing what will happen if in fact I'll get pinged. If I do, it doesn't matter. It's just to show how things are changing, guys, going forward. Remember, again, this is 2024, the year of the number 8. So now we're going into the year of the 2025. So everything will be complete. And what I do understand about Jeffrey Williams, he's a Capricorn. You know, we're going into the Capricorn season. This is Scorpio season. So Scorpio is about endings, death, taboo, all that. So it's not a coincidence on this day, October 31st, 2024, that he's being he's done a plea deal. Him and some of the other co-conspirators, they've all copped a plea. Jeffrey Williams is, I think, the final guy of the one convicting or, you know, settling, taking a plea of some sort. I actually was just out and I'm coming back in and I see this and I'm like, well, let me just let everybody know what's going on. I actually watch a channel. This guy here, his name is the lead attorney. Really good. But this is, to me, this is about learning, guys. This is a part of what I do every day when I create and do messages. This is this is the same thing. It's no different. This is the legal system. Okay? Anybody could get it. So never get too high or never get too low. If it's not you, it could be a family member, a friend. Anybody could find themselves in a predicament. To me, this is a great teaching moment, and this is why I'm talking about it, guys. I don't know how long I'm going to stream it, but I just wanted to kind of, and I am going to do a reading today, guys. So put in the chat, I'm ready. Because remember, guys, I told you guys that things are going to get heavier and heavier as this year closes out. As you know, the year of the number 9, 2025, will be a completion. So they have to clear out and they have to close out cycles, right? They have to close out cycles. So this is why people are, they're probably taking a plea because this is all an alignment. This is, they know what's going on. I'm telling you, the people that were once running the world, you know, they do things real ritualistically. This is a ritual. So he's the big fish. He's considered like the big fish. For him to cop a plea. So he's been in jail since May 9th, 2022.
For the conclusion of the state's case and a verdict from the jury, and that's why he is tendering this plea. I'm telling the court this, and the court knows when you came out the first time. It's very hard for Mr. Williams. I'm not supportive of what we're doing right now. I'm not against
That's his lawyer. He's considered a top notch. Those two lawyers that he's hired, the best in Atlanta.
I think we're winning the trial and we should go to verdict. But he told me I can't wait another 3 months if there is any possibility I could go home because I have children that are hurt.
So let's not judge people. Don't judge people.
Things to do, and he has some medical issues.
This is a learning lesson for this guy.
He eats out of a bag, Your Honor. He eats processed food only. He gained 75 pounds during trial. He's lost it since. But it is hard. You know, for me, it's only 3 more months. It's enjoyable, actually. I enjoy coming. It's not that enjoyable for Mr. Williams. He told me he wakes up and said, he wakes up every day and it's another day in HE blank blank. Your Honor, the state is talking about.
This is hitting the news, guys. Everybody. This will probably be the same thing that'll happen to mogul Sean Combs as well. We don't know. That's still, you know, they're still putting things together on him. But this guy here, he's copping a plea.
He put $24 million murder for hire on a person's head. That is a lot of money, and that is awful. If they would have read the chat, the Instagram chat, Mr. Williams, right above it, there's a picture of a very well-known, very accomplished musical artist who actually had surgically implanted in his forehead a pink diamond worth $24 million that day. That's what Mr. Williams would talk about. That's the type of evidence that is coming from the state of Georgia in this case. It is wrong. This is all wrong. And I know we're pleading guilty, and I know we're pleading nolo, and I know we're asking this honorable court for a certain sentence, and we'll get to it with the court's permission. But this is the type of evidence that there is. But it is holding this man hostage. And that's not really what we're supposed to do, district attorney time, in the state of Georgia or anywhere. The state then, because I opened on that, then they never bothered to put in all of the chats. Why did it take me to read the chats? In addition to that, going back to Donovan Thomas, talk about Mr. Williams involved, the state did a geofence. A geofence tracks.
He's supposed to be a top notch. Him and Brian Adams, the guy to the far right. He's hired the top.
If he has an app open,
you know, in Atlanta, he's supposed to be the top. These two that he's hired are like top ranking attorneys for this gentleman. So these are energies that I pick up. All of this kind of stuff, but it's a part of our lives too. Even though this man is going through this, it's still energy.
I interviewed Lieutenant Crabtree, and the results can't be found.
And remember, today is October 31st, guys, 2024. So it's Halloween. So it's no coincidence that these things are being revealed.
From his house after getting this call that I'll talk about.
And it's going to continue until the end of this year.
He's not with these other people. And the expert for the state, the FBI agent who does the telephone analysis, Mr. Williams' phone does not ping off the same tower as a Demise McMullen or a Mr. Copeland or a Mr. Garlington or whomever. the state of Georgia has misrepresented for 2 years in front of this jury. They have hidden evidence. They have violated Brady. They have falsely accused Mr. Williams. Your Honor, saying that Mr. Williams gets that call 7 minutes after, the state said 6, it was 7 minutes after the killing of Donovan Thomas from Demise McMullen. Mr. Williams was already out of his home. Mr. Demise McMullen is calling Mr. Williams. He's not even there. He's going down to meet with Mr. Kelvin Treadwell, also known as O.G. Bentley. O.G. Bentley was supposed to go to Miami, Florida. They were talking about this deal. And Mr. Williams, that day, he was given another contract. Mr. Williams, by this time, he went from zero money. He is a multi-millionaire at the time. He doesn't need the Cleveland Avenue drug deals for $15. He doesn't need the shootings. He wasn't even living in Atlanta since 2018, 19, 20, 21. He came back at the very end of 21, 6 months, and he got arrested in May of 2022. In his house, Your Honor, we have everyone on the witness list. There are 12 people living at that house. Mr. Williams opens up any of a car that he has. He'll rent cars for people. Any home he has, he will allow people to live in hotels because people that he knows, unfortunately, are homeless. And he gives them all places to stay, cars to drive around. He is not involved in criminal activity. Mr. Williams just got back in our country. His passport shows it. Right before he was arrested on May 9th of 2022, there were other people in that house with the drugs and the guns. There are people whose the guns are in their names. They were going to come in court and claim the guns. Everybody else was doing as well, but Mr. Williams
guys.
has entered a guilty plea. I'm not going back on that, but I just want you to know that this case is just wrong to do to somebody with no bond and to hold him hostage. He wants to, you may not do it. He's aware of that. But the state offered him 15 years on probation. But they keep piling on these conditions. He just said, he made up his mind. He said, I'm just going to go with it. I got to get home. Judge may not let me home, but I'm not doing these conditions and admit that I'm the leader and I'm involved in the killing, and my music just promoted everybody to do it. He's not going to do that. So he did not do that. And that's how we wound up here. The state, the night of the killing, people came to Mr. Williams' home. The state tells the court, he said, lay low. What they don't tell you is right after that, he gave money to Mr. Sledge, who said, they're going to kill me. They think I did. And Mr. Williams said, if you had anything to do with it, I don't want to be with you. And Mr. Sledge said, I just need a hotel room with my children and my bride or my significant other to get to. And Mr. Williams said, be safe, lay low. That's the lay low. In addition to that, Mr. Williams told Mr. Copeland, Mr. Copeland's with the police. Hours after the killing of Mr. Donovan Thomas, Mr. Copeland goes to the police.
I don't know how long this is going to be, guys, but again,
said, what do I do?
I just wanted to kind of record this just to kind of, this is what's happening in the world, guys. This is what's happening. These are the things that also we want to be careful and not to get so involved, but it's a learning lesson to me. It's just something, I'll say a teaching moment. I will say